This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, October 22nd, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Here we go again, folks. Annapolis residents are encouraged to publicly comment during an Urban Land Institute Technical Assistance Panel, and we're going to call that an ULI-TAP, analysis of the redevelopment opportunities and preservation pressures at the Annapolis City Dock. Yes, we seem to have done this time and time again, but we're going to do it one more time, and this time it's in conjunction with Historic Annapolis, the City of Annapolis, and stakeholders. So, with that said, on Tuesday, October 23rd at 5:30 at Annapolis City Hall, council chambers, residents with representatives from businesses and government, development and design are all encouraged to attend this listening session. Reservations are not required. The panel is made up of experts in various disciplines, such as architecture, economic development, urban development, transportation, preservation, parking, etc. And somehow the panel will present its findings at what they're calling a final public presentation on October 24th, which is the day after. That would be Wednesday at 6 p.m., also at City Hall. If you're unable to attend the session, you can email your comments to uliannapolistap@gmail.com, and that is uliannapolistap@gmail.com, and they will be shared with the panel. I am still poor today, as is everybody, because no one won the latest Mega Millions drawing, which means that the jackpot officially has climbed to a staggering $1.6 billion, but I believe that it will be in excess of $2 billion come Tuesday night at the next drawing. With the jackpot currently tied with the record-setting lottery jackpot and bound to grow before the next drawing, it is poised to become the largest prize in U.S. history. It does cost $2 to play the game, and the odds of winning it aren't that great. It's 1 in 302.5 million. But if a $2 billion jackpot's a little bit too rich for you, look over to the Powerball. That's the little stepsister of the Mega Millions. And the Powerball drawing on Wednesday evening, one day after the Mega Millions drawing, will be a paltry $620 million. However, this is the third largest in the game's history and the sixth largest in U.S. Lotto. And to put this into perspective, when you combine the Powerball with the Mega Millions, currently there is more than $2 billion in top prize lottery money. Kind of hard to wrap your brain around that one. The Maryland Health Benefit Exchange is putting its efforts and $1 million in new funding behind getting more Marylanders to sign up for Obamacare. Their goal is to increase enrollments by at least 5.8% this year. The Maryland Exchange says that there will be an average of a 13% drop in premiums for 2019. This comes after 4 years of double-digit increases, which put pressure on the market and caused many consumers to opt out of purchasing health insurance altogether. Last year, the exchange saw a 2.5% drop in enrollments. So look for commercials, look for advertisements, and just because they don't like to make it easy, they give you a 2-week window to register, and that would be November 1st through December 15th. So if you're looking to get into the Obamacare thing, that is your window of opportunity. What started out as a potential shootout quickly turned into a one-sided ball game on Saturday, where Houston used 570 yards of total offense to bring Navy's record to 2-5 in the season, all but shattering their hopes for a bowl appearance this year. Navy started the game aggressively. The defense was led by senior safety Sean Williams, forced the Cougars their only punt of the game on the opening drive, and scored on the first 4 possessions in the first half. They used 3 touchdowns and a field goal to take a 24-21 lead into the halftime. However, Houston must have had a discussion in their locker room at halftime, and they came out in the third quarter, put up 14 points on 169 yards of offense, but it was the defense that really made the difference for them. Down 35-24 entering the fourth quarter, Navy gave up another long drive that resulted in a touchdown, followed by a Garrett Lewis interception return for 50 yards that put Houston up 49-24, essentially sealing the victory. But the midshipmen do not go quietly into the night. In the final minutes of the game, they did score a touchdown. It was a 15-yard passing score with 6 seconds left in the game to make the score a respectable 49-36. Navy's going to look to make history next weekend as they travel to San Diego for a, quote, home game against the number 3 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish on Saturday night. We will be there along with Shellback Sports, so make sure you follow us and we'll have all the information from that. But Navy doesn't have a real good rest of the season lined up. After Notre Dame, Cincinnati away, University of Central Florida also away. They come back home for one final game against Tulsa. Then they're away at Tulane and Army-Navy up in Philadelphia on December 8th. Now, of those 6 games, in order to make a bowl appearance, Navy must win 5 of them, and that's going to be a tough order for the midshipmen this year. In other football news, the Ravens lost a heartbreaker to the Saints 24-23 when it came down to the final seconds of the game, with the Ravens scoring a touchdown and Justin Tucker missing the very first extra point kick of his career. Looked like it was going to go into overtime, but the ball just hooked a little bit to the right. The Washington Redskins ended up beating the Dallas Cowboys 20-17, but that wasn't a gimme either. A little bit of sloppy play and a lot of luck for the Washington Redskins. They almost forced a safety with the Cowboys. However, it was fumbled into fair territory where it was scooped up and run for 6 to 8 inches for a touchdown for the Redskins, and that put them up 20-17 over the Cowboys. That is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. You want to make sure you're recommending us to your friends and coworkers and colleagues because we really appreciate that, and we do thank you for that. Now you just want to hang tight because we have George Young with your DMV weather forecast. Looks like a beautiful week ahead of us, but long term, it looks like we might be in for some rain come Saturday and Sunday. Hang tight, that's all coming up in just a minute.
Imagine your child saying, "Guess what I learned in school today?" At St. Andrews, it happens every day. We asked teachers why.
Our innovative educational approach spans indoors and out with challenging academics that inspire and engage.
In our small classes, we are able to find the learner in every child, from preschool to 8th grade.
See for yourself as St. Andrews hosts an open house at its Edgewater campus, Friday, November 9th from 9 to 11 a.m. or call 410-266-0952 today.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, October 22nd. Fall conditions continue to establish themselves solidly across the Annapolis area with below-average temps and windy conditions after an abnormally warm start, with highs in the 80s 9 of the first 11 days of the month. Look for sunshine pretty much every day this work week, with highs generally in the 50s each day, except for a brief warm-up Tuesday into the 60s. Lows will mainly be in the 40s and 50s each morning, except for maybe some 30s when we wake up Thursday, so while not too cold, still probably a good idea for pants and long sleeves and maybe a jacket as you send the kids off to school each day. Okay, that's it for today. Make it a great day out there today, and be sure to follow DMV Weather anywhere, all the time at dmvweather.com or on social media via Twitter or Facebook, or especially on our free app that you can download from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store on all of your devices by searching for DC MDVA Weather so you can always stay weather informed. This is George Young with DMV Weather. Enjoy this nice stretch of stable, seasonal weather while we have it, as we could be looking at a potential rainstorm/nor'easter next weekend at some point. But remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
35 years ago, Annapolis became a fine dining destination when Carroll's Creek Cafe first opened its doors on the Eastport waterfront. Today, diners enjoy delicious new American appetizers and entrees from sea and land, an extensive wine and craft beer selection, and creative desserts, all while enjoying the most scenic views in town. Join the fun as Carroll's Creek celebrates with a very special 3-course, $35 anniversary dinner menu from October 15th to the 27th. Call 410-263-8102 to reserve your table today.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.